Move on this morning, run a little early, but I know Monmouth head coach Kevin Callahan is with us. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, guys. How's everybody today?
Doing fine. The Hawks fell short at Duquesne, falling 30-21, back on the road, back to Pennsylvania, the state of Pennsylvania, at Lehigh, 12:30 on Saturday. If you can open up and talk about the Duquesne game and then give us your thoughts on the Mountain Hawks, we'll go to questions.
Well, sure. We traveled out to Pittsburgh to play Duquesne last weekend, and we were going out there to play a team that was 1-2 coming into the game, but the record was, I think, somewhat deceiving. Not to us, I think, but maybe to the general public. They had played a very close game and lost against the University of Buffalo. Matter of fact, they were up on Buffalo going into the fourth quarter, and then they played a Youngstown State team who's a very good team, and they lost that in a pretty close game as well. So, we knew that we were going to be facing a very explosive offense and a very, opportunistic and aggressive defense. And, and that's exactly how the game went. We went out there and, on offense, we had been running the ball fairly well, but that's something that we did not do on Saturday out there, particularly in the first half. And on the defensive side, we gave up a few explosive plays where they got some chunk yardage and some touchdowns, and we found ourselves in a 24-7 hole at the half. But I got to give our guys a lot of credit. We came out in the second half, and I think we kind of reestablished ourselves. And at the end of the third quarter, or with, 14 minutes left in the game, early fourth quarter, we had cut the lead to 27-21. And then we had two possessions where we drove the ball. We just didn't finish the drives. We didn't convert on fourth downs as we got down the field. And ended up coming up short, and that was the final score. And they got a late field goal that made the final score 30-21. So I thought it was a pretty good second half defensively, although we understand that we have to start a lot faster, and we can't give up those big plays, those explosive plays. And on offense, we've got to get back to doing what we did in the first 2 weeks of the season, where we had good balance on offense, and particularly where we ran the ball very well. So, we've got to get back to doing the things that we did that allowed us to have success early on. This week we go out and we play a Lehigh team, a team that's, usually has had a presence in the FCS playoffs almost on an annual basis. They're 0-3 right now. They opened the season with a loss to JMU. Again, a close loss where they were kicking a field goal to tie the game late in that game, and it was blocked. And then they lost to a very, very good New Hampshire team. And then most recently, a week ago, they played at Yale and jumped out to a 28-7 lead, but ended up losing that game in a very high-scoring affair. They're a team on offense that's extremely explosive, averaging over 450 yards a game, scoring a lot of points, and have a lot of weapons. And, we know that we're going to have to be on our game defensively to give ourselves a chance in this one.
All right, thanks, Coach. At this time, we'll move to questions for Monmouth head coach Kevin Callahan. To ask a question, please press star 1 on your phone at any time, or click the Q&A link near the top of your browser. Click raise hand if you join us via the web. Questions for Monmouth head coach Kevin Callahan. Coach, first question for you is from Josh Newman of the Asbury Park Press. Go ahead, Josh.
Good morning, Josh.
Hi, Cal. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. As you said, their offense is generally a very explosive unit. Their defense has not matched, their offense so far. Is a shootout, is that something that you would rather avoid on Saturday against a team like that?
Well, yes, I would. Hopefully that, we can tighten up what we're doing on the defensive side of the ball and not give up some of those explosive plays like we did last week out at Duquesne. Certainly, I hope that on offense, we're back to moving the ball and scoring the points and being able to run the ball and throw it equally well. So, I guess I'm not hoping for a shootout. I'm hoping for half of it. I hope that we can score a lot of points and move the ball, and I'm hoping that on the defensive end we do a better job than we did a week ago.
When you look at what their defense has done, is it kind of dangerous just to assume that their defense isn't very good just because, as you said, they played New Hampshire, they played James Madison, these highly ranked FCS teams that are capable of putting up big numbers? Is it dangerous just to look at the raw numbers and just assume things?
Well, yeah, absolutely, and I know that no one in our program or associated with Monmouth football is looking at it like that, Josh. We've seen the video. We understand who they're playing. We understand the offensive firepower of the teams that they've been playing and how quickly they can score points and move the ball. And all three of the teams that they played, Yale included, are teams that have a lot of weapons. They can move the ball, and they can score fast. And in three of those games, or two of the three games, they were up early and had managed to jump out to some significant leads, and then the other team's explosiveness kind of caught up to them in the second half, and that's where they lost some close games. But they're a team that's very dangerous. We've played them, I think, 5 years, recently in recent history here, 5 times in recent history, and we've yet to beat them. So it's a team that we've yet to find the winning formula for, and that's something we hope we can do on Saturday.
The last 2 times that you played them in 2012, there was a fourth quarter fumble when you guys were driving to the lead. Last year there was a fluky play on special teams that kind of did you guys in. What did you take away from those games, and do you take anything away from those going into this one?
Well, I think when our guys look at it and they see the video and they study what's happened in the last 2 years, they know that they're games that we felt we had great opportunities at the end of the game to win. We didn't capitalize on the opportunity. We didn't finish, and that's something that we've talked about as a team this week. Is we have to finish. We have to go out and make sure that we play the entire game and we finish and we make plays at the critical moments that are going to influence the game. And that's something our guys are well aware of.
And if I could just sneak just one more in there, I know that you said last week that Hunter was due to see the doctor tomorrow about his thumb. Is there anything new on Reese or Dan Sullivan at this point?
Yeah, they both practiced today. They both look pretty good out there, and so we are healing up in some of those positions. And I was happy with what they were able to do today. And you're correct. The Hunter will see the doctor tomorrow.
Right. Thank you, Cal. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Josh. Hey, Coach, I'm not seeing any other questions for you. I think we were maybe someone trying to get in. Let me just check for a moment. And no, there is no more questions for you, Coach, so we'll go ahead and let you go.
All right, Mark, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll talk to you next week, and good luck Saturday at Lehigh.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks. Once again, Monmouth at Lehigh, Saturday, 12:30 p.m.